Baseball on ABC 7.
Cubs baseball from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. A nice Saturday afternoon, and the Cubs trying to end a 4-game skid, 2-6 to start this long road trip. Game 2 of this weekend series. Welcome to Cubs baseball on ABC 7. Alongside Jim Deshaies, I'm Len Casper. We're going to dig right into the Goodwill pitching matchup.
Yeah, let's dig in, shall we? John Lester goes for the Cubs today. He's been good against the Pirates in his career, 10-6 with a 3.18 ERA. His last 6 against the Buccos, 4-1 with an ERA of 1.93. Stephen Brault has moved in and out of the rotation over his last 9 starts. He's 2-0 with a 2.78. Pair of left-handers go today.
Goodwill finds something amazing only at Goodwill, celebrating the power of work since 1919. Visit amazing.com for store locations. The Cubs have dropped out of first place. They've wasted way too many quality starts this week. John Lester, Stephen Brault coming up next. Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is being brought to you by Insure on the Spot. For quality insurance you can afford, head to insureonthespot.com. By Lakeside Bank, all the technology you expect, plus your own personal banker. Join Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Today's HD broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Stay connected to your team with Xfinity, the exclusive internet provider of the Chicago Cubs. Mostly cloudy, but a nice day here in Pittsburgh. Let's check in on the Cubs Southwest Airlines batting order. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Cubs against left-handed starters this year, just 11-16. The Pirates actually 11-19. So we'll see what gives today. Hayward, Castellanos, and Bryant at the top. Rizzo, Baez, Russell in the middle. Addison back from AAA yesterday. Ian Happ is in left, batting 7th. Lucroy, the catcher, 8th. John Lester, the pitcher, 9th.
Pirates defensively brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. The Buccos are aligned thusly. Reynolds plays left, Marte center, Cabrera right. That same as yesterday. A little different look on the infield. Gonzalez gets a start at short, slides Newman over to second. Moran and Bell cover the corners. Elias Diaz gets a start behind the plate today. And left-hander Stephen Brault will pitch for the Pirates. 27 years old, 3-1 with a 4.33 ERA, 11 starts, plus 6 appearances out of the bullpen. A 4.33 ERA for the 11th round pick of the Baltimore Orioles in 2013. Fastball that'll touch 96, sit around 92, change-up, slider, and curve. He's been using his slider a bit more of late. As a starting pitcher this year, he's 2-0 with a 3.74 ERA.
Jim Reynolds, born in Massachusetts, grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, now lives in Arizona.
I'm sorry.
No, according to his bio, he is a full-time soccer dad, and his hobbies include, among other things, answering the question, why?
Ooh, sounds like a philosophy major.
So Brault ready to work. Inside for ball 1. Two teams will head to Williamsport. Short flight tomorrow. Night game Sunday night for the Little League Classic. Cubs will return home after that, have an off day Monday, and open up a homestand against the Giants on Tuesday evening. 2-0 serve is in for a strike right down the middle on a fastball. Cubs need to win these next 2 to take this series. They haven't won a road series in the division all year. And as Hayward flies to Reynolds in left. Weather at first pitch is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons.
Yeah, hot and humid. Ball should carry well here today. Good day to be on a boat.
Nicholas Castellanos playing right. Hitting .344 on the trip, including an 0 for last night, which has been pretty rare for him as a Cub. 1 ball, no strikes. A kick and a pitch, swing and a miss.
Yeah, he's not the only guy who took an 0 for last night. Joe Musgrove, the Pirate starter, was really good. He went 7 1/3, struck out 9, didn't walk a man. Had 5 3-up, 3-down innings.
Way too many of those for this Cubs offense. Opportunities were pretty limited last night. In the first 7 innings, they only put 1 man in scoring position. That was Baez with a leadoff double in the 5th, and they did not capitalize.
Yeah, and so you get back to that whole chicken and egg thing. Was it bad at bats? Was it good pitching? Musgrove seems to save his best for the Cubs. He's always good against the Cubs, but I thought he was really good last night. The velocity was good, the breaking stuff good, and the command was outstanding.
The 2-2 is hit foul off to the right.
Now, unlike Musgrove, Brault has not had a lot of success against the Cubs. A .753 career ERA in 12 games, only 3 of those starts. In those 3 starts against the Cubs, no wins, no losses, a .574 ERA.
Another foul. How about JD's Subaru? Keys to the game, presented by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Yeah, the big lefty John Lester going today. You love left-handed pitching on this Pirates club. They're dead last in Major League Baseball on base percentage against lefties, and they're next to last in slugging. Score early, score often. Self-explanatory. And who's got the 9th if the Cubs have a lead? Joe Madden about that earlier today. He thought, he wasn't sure about Ryan's availability when we talked. Wick would be in play and Pedro Strop as well. So continuing to piece it together as they wait for Cishek and Kimbrel to get healthy.
Bullpen session for Cishek today. Sounds like he's doing well and could be back Tuesday. No clarification on Craig Kimbrel, but doesn't sound like it will be too long before he's back. That's the hope. Payoff delivery, and this long at bat continues. 9 pitches and counting. Brault did not sing the national anthem today, but he's done it before. He's quite the musician. It'd be pretty cool if he sang the anthem the day he pitched. Another 3-2, called strike 3. Jim Reynolds brings him up.
Yeah, Nick didn't like it, but it was a good pitch, and I think what impacted Castellanos' perception of the pitch is all the work that Brault had done away, and then he slings his fastball to the inside corner. He's looking away and just locks him up. Take a look at our Xfinity strike zone. Well, we'll take a look at that later, or maybe you already did. There it is now.
There it is.
Now clear, but in that lower right corner. Not the Charlie Weaver corner, but the opposite side. That's where that last fastball was.
That one upper left on Bryant.
Charo used to hang out there. Dr. Ruth or something.
And Inside and maybe a little high. Cubs still lead the season series 6-5. 5-1 at Wrigley Field, just 1-4 here.
Give it to him, Jim. JB with that good eye, trying to force Brault over the fat part of the plate. Chris has had success against this left-hander. Small sample, but worth noting. 12 at-bats, 7 hits, a home run, a .583 average.
Gave him that one.
Well, that's good and bad, because if John Lester gets that pitch off the outside edge, he's likely going to have a good day.
Big numbers for Chris against Brault. Working pretty quickly here in the opening frame. A 2-2 is a called strike 3. Cubs go quietly. John Lester to the mound next. His third game-ending hit of the season last night. Reynolds leading the league in hitting. Marte, Bell, Cabrera, veterans in the middle. Colin Moran at third, left-handed hitter. It'll be Diaz, the catcher, Gonzalez at short today, and Brault, the pitcher. And he can hit.
Yeah, he can hit. Here comes John Lester with a 9-8 record at 4.43 ERA, 24th start for Big John. Lifetime 10-6 against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Newman playing second and leading off, takes ball 1.
Well, what do we expect to see from John today? A lot of cutters to both sides of the plate. Fastball, curve, and change.
I think you also expect more length. He's made 3 starts in August. 5, 4, and 5 innings. That's pretty unusual for him.
Yeah, his last win came against the Pirates a little over a month ago. On July 13th at Wrigley, 6 2/3 innings.
That's going to drop for a hit. Newman is aboard to lead off the Pirates first. Bad contact, but he's 1 for 1.
Bad pitch, and Newman covers the outside corner, pushes a little flare to right. He thought it was foul initially, but he was going to get no more than 1.
Here's a switch hitting rookie, Reynolds, hitting from the right side. Reynolds at the plate. Reynolds behind the plate. I don't believe they're related, though.
We're about to find out.
Guess so. In fact, I know they're not related, because if they were, Jim would not be working home plate today. Jim and Randy Wolf. Jim never worked the plate in a Randy start. And by Randy, I mean his brother.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, I'm referring to the adjective.
Reynolds is good from both sides of the plate, but superior from the left side. And it's one of the reasons why you'd rather have a lefty on the mound against this team. You turn him around, you turn Bell around. Cabrera neutralized the power of Moran a little bit.
2-1 the count. He's in the top 5 in the big leagues in on-base average, in addition to leading the NL in batting. Caught by Russell. So the soft one was a hit, the loud one was an out, and that's how we start.
Perfectly positioned was Addison Russell. Nice play, and we'll check in with the rest of the Cubs defensively. Brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Happ gets the big left field. Hayward center, Castellanos right. Bryant Baez, Russell Rizzo around the horn. Jonathan Lucroy behind the dish.
Marte, the center fielder. Fifth Pirate. with multiple 2020 seasons. That's homers and steals. Barry Bonds had 4 of them. Andrew McCutchen 3. Andy Van Slyke, Dave Parker each with 2.
Boy, Andy Van Slyke's still in good shape. He can do that rope thing.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's out on TV.
That's good to know.
He's hanging out with Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. Big ground ball potential here.
That one will sneak past both Bryant and Baez. So Marte aboard for Bell. He will bat with 2 men on. He's tied for the big league lead in RBIs.
Breaking ball down, and Marte will go down and square it up pretty good. I mean, hit on the ground, but hit with authority there through the hole. John used his curveball a fair bit more in his last start. It's good pitching. Take a little off of it from time to time. He went 5 innings, 91 pitches. No decision against the Reds. The Cubs won that ball game 6-3. Wasn't a great start, but a nice step in the right direction after the one previous against Oakland, where he really got cuffed around.
Missed the outside against Bell. He is 0 for his last 9. 0 for 3 last night. He was intentionally walked in the 9th inning as part of the Pirates game-winning rally.
He has power from this side. It just doesn't play as well as his left-handed stroke. And overall, it's a .237 batting average as a right-handed hitter, .302 on base. Like a lot of switch hitters, he's essentially 2 different players.
Well, it makes you wonder if he would ever consider just sticking with the left side. Two on, 1 out. We're in the first.
This looked like a cross-up the way Jonathan reacted to that pitch. Good action on the changeup down.
Here it is. 3-1. In his career, Bell with an .860 OPS, left-handed, .741 right-handed. And the question is, if he stayed on the left side, would he hit better than 243, 315, 426 slash against left-handed pitching? Most guys stick with the switch hitting. A few change mid-career. And the bases are full here in the first, and it's Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, and the reason why I point that out about Bell, right versus left, is a situation just like that. Don't pitch to the right-handed hitting Bell with the same amount of caution you do to the left-handed hitting Bell. I mean, it's a big resume. He's driven in 98 runs. He's a really good player. But you could be more aggressive with him right-handed.
Early trouble. It's another switch hitter, Melky Cabrera. Outside for ball 1. Statcast AI powered by AWS. Now Cabrera's career splits are pretty close. All the way around, batting average, power, on base. He's the kind of guy you would always want to switch hit. And he's at the point, I mean, he's 35. He's not going to change now anyway.
No, he's not. And he's been better from the left side this year. But there's not a lot of left-handed starters, aside from the Cubs, in this division. So a lot of times we're talking about a fairly small sample.
Caught by Bryant. So the outs in the inning, line outs. One to Russell, this one to the third baseman. 2 down.
Yeah, there were some loud outs early in the game against Kyle Hendricks last night, too. He settled in and induced more soft contact as the game went along. Kyle struck out just 1, and this is a very aggressive Pirate team. They don't walk much. They don't strike out much. They go up there swinging the bat.
Here's the lefty Moran. 6-game hitting streak, in which he has batted .450, 9 out of 20. He had a 5-hit game earlier this season against the Cubs.
Here's kind of a fun fact. The trio, Marte, Melky Cabrera, and Colin Moran, have had 253 plate appearances against left-handed pitching. They've taken 2 walks. Marte has not walked 113 plate appearances against a left-handed pitcher this year. Melky won in 98, Moran won in 42.
Pretty aggressive group yet. They took 2 key walks in that 9th inning rally last night. Moran and then the rookie Cole Tucker, which forced in the tying run.
Yeah, the Tucker at bat, or plate appearance in particular, because it was a more competitive situation. Kinsler made better pitches in that sequence. The sequence to Moran was just kind of all over the place. The Tucker kid was pretty impressive. Under duress, under pressure, high leverage situation to show that patience.
Lester trying to wiggle off the hook here. 0-2 on Moran. The pitch inside. Cubs are a game out of first. They're 2 behind in the loss column after they lost again last night, and the Cardinals won. Cubs currently hold that second wild card spot. A tie actually with the Phillies. Fouled at the plate. And we've got 40 games to go, but if the season ended today, the Cubs and Phillies would have a play-in game for the play-in wild card game. That is not what you'd want to do. They basically did that last year.
Yeah, that didn't work out real well.
John Reddy. And another 1-2. Hook to right, foul. The way this inning has gone, you almost expected that one to drop in on an awkward, off-balance swing.
And Moran has, we're talking about left-handed pitching. Moran, the left-handed hitter, has hung in there well. He's batting .293 against left-handed pitching. Even the leadoff guy is the only guy with a higher batting average against southpaws than Colin Moran.
Hayward in left center, and the Pirates lead 3. Nice work by John to get out of it. 0-0 after 1. Moment is brought to you by Sport Clips Haircuts. Cut the weight. Download the new Sport Clips Haircuts app and check in. Vlad Sr., Vlad Jr. A lot of exciting things going on in Toronto, even though the Blue Jays are well under 500.
Well, the ability to hit the bad ball, it was always one of the strengths. Senior, and looks like Junior's a similar profile.
Rizzo looks different because He's not wearing a long sleeve undershirt. Just changing it up.
Sun's out, guns out. Hit it in the river.
Right. 3-0. He is 0 for 9 against Brault. An enviable count here. Ball four. First base runner for the Cubs.
So, game tomorrow night in Williamsport. Off day Monday. And then the series with the Giants begins on Tuesday. Good seats still available. Get yours today at Cubs.com.
Baseball America has its tools issue, and they just sent out a tweet. Defense in the National League, the best gloves in the NL. Rizzo gets the nod at first. I think Ahmed is short, but the best infield arm belongs to Javier Baez. So managers, scouts, executives vote on those awards.
So it's not data driven, it's scouts and evaluators and coaches.
Real Muto behind the plate. Could be two. It is two. 1 to 6 to 3. Real Muto at catcher. Rizzo at first. Colton Wong second. Ahmed short. Nolan Arenado third. They do one outfielder, Harrison Bader.
Well, yeah, hard to argue with any of those.
Best outfield arm belongs to Cody Bellinger. Well, they'll have to rally with 2 outs if they're going to score here in the second. It's Addison Russell with his first start since returning from AAA, and he hits it foul. 247 in the big leagues, 281 at AAA this season.
Yeah, and this recent go around down there, he was very productive.
He missed it yesterday. Albert Almora Jr. headed to AAA. Probably will only be a couple weeks, and then we'll be back. And then the rosters expand on September 1. This will be a quick inning for Brault, who walked Rizzo to start it. Got the double play ball. Russell flies out. After an inning and a half, 0-0 from Pittsburgh. Play of the game brought to you by the Chicagoland Hooters. Some defense. Well, Tony Kemp had a really nice game last night. Also had the big 2-run triple. Baez diving all over the place.
Well, we say it all the time. Throw strikes, work quickly. Your defense got a better chance of helping you out. And that was the case with Kyle Hendricks last night.
Elias Diaz. Leadoff single.
More hard contact from the Pirates here. Again, very aggressive team. First pitch swing. Good try by Russell. He snared one off Reynolds' bat last and just couldn't quite get there.
Now Eric Gonzalez playing shortstop. Missed 3.5 months with a fractured left clavicle. An outfield collision early this season. Put 2 guys on the injured list. He smashed into Marte. They brought Gonzalez in. He was acquired from Cleveland in November to replace Jordy Mercer. He left via free agency. Gonzalez pinch ran last night, scored the game-ending run. 1 ball, 1 strike. John would love to get, but just too far off that corner. The game started before us. Cleveland at the Yankees. It's 2-2 in the third. Double play ball. Russell, Baez, they got it. Force play at first. 4-6-3.
Well, there's that big infield arm you were talking about earlier with Baez. Speedy guy going down the line, but they get their double play. Nonetheless, backhanded flip from Russell. Good velo from Baez as the Pirates are contemplating a challenge. I think they got him. I was going to walk over to the Pirates dugout here and try to hasten the process.
So no challenge. And it brings up the pitcher, Brault. Look out. Brault batting .360s, 9 out of 25. He's a career .258 hitter. Ball one.
Yeah, he was an outfielder in college, right?
Yeah, pitcher and outfielder, third team All-American as an outfielder. Regis University in Denver.
So it's at NAIA or
it's a D2. He's the first major league product from that school. Pause in the action as Jim Reynolds had to reload with baseballs.
Kind of a quiet atmosphere here today, eh? Must be the heat. It's just trying to stay still.
Pretty well hit. Hayward on the move. He dives. He caught it. What a grab by the 5-time Gold Glover, Jason Hayward. Normally he's making those plays in right. This time from the center field position. Scoreless after 2. Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7 is being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. By Xfinity. Stay connected to your team with Xfinity, the exclusive internet provider of the Chicago Cubs. Mattress Firm, your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm. Hyundai, brought to you by your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Test drive a Hyundai today. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. The save of the game is brought to you by Feldco. Right now at Feldco, you can save big. Buy one window, get one window free. Call 866-4FELDCO today. They were battling a sore left knee earlier this week, but he looked totally fine there. What a catch.
One of those guys we tend to take for granted. He makes so many good plays out there.
Ian Happ playing left, batting right-handed against Brault. Also some family and friends in attendance today. Ian is from this area, takes a strike. He had a big hit last night off the bench right before the Kemp 2-run triple to give the Cubs their short-lived lead. Has been a rough go for the Cubs. 2-6 on what will be a losing road trip.
Yeah, it's funny that the narrative has played out here time and time again where the Cubs get home, very nice homestand, and then, okay, here's the trip. Here's where it's going to turn around, and not yet happened.
No, it hasn't. Cubs have gone 0-10-2 their last 12 road series. Last series they won was in May in Washington.
They tried hanging the home jerseys.
That worked for
clubhouse
a day.
here. I suggest they put posters of Dom DeLuise up around the visiting clubhouse. Because you can't be in a bad mood when you're looking at Dom DeLuise. Now, 98% of the guys in uniform have no idea who Dom DeLuise is.
Yeah, so
But
it's still
that's the homework assignment.
Scientifically proven that he puts you in a good mood, even if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, it's the Dom DeLuise factor, they call it. Like Malcolm Gladwell, I think, did a piece about that very thing.
We're all home on a 2-2. We got him swinging on a high heat.
Yeah, that's his unhappy zone, that elevated fastball. He's not the only one. That's a chase pitch for a lot of guys. And if you have any kind of an uppercut action in your swing, you're not going to be able to get on top of that and do anything with it.
Jonathan Lucroy in his 6th game of action with the Cubs. Outside for a ball. Everyone in Cubs land is kind of ornery right now, which you can understand. I think anyone's too thrilled with how it's gone, and if you're in that clubhouse, you go out the next day, try to win a ball game. That's the only way to erase that negativity.
Yeah, I think the players are more rational about it than fans are, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Fans, you ride the highs and the lows, you get worked up. That's part of the fun of being a fan. Players, it's more, we got to try to solve this. We got to try to figure it out.
Yes.
Can't point fingers. We can't scream and yell at each other.
And you can scream and yell, but there's never been any sort of proof that works. Jed Hoyer pointed out before the game yesterday, on strike 3. Cubs are really fortunate to be where they are in the standings, considering how poorly they have played on the road. In a lot of other divisions, they would be 6 or 7 games out.
Yeah, and I guess that's the glass is half full point of view. For whatever reason, haven't won enough on the road, but still right there in the standings. They're trying to get through this stretch where their bullpen has been decimated by injuries. Wilson Contreras is down, one of their top performers.
Closer's out. But then again, we were just in Philadelphia. Phillies fans don't want to hear about bullpen injuries. About 60-70% of their normal bullpen is on the injured list. The Yankees don't want to hear it. They've been banged up all year. As Lester grounds out. Pretty quiet start offensively against Brault. 0-0 in the third. 7 is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Busy day. Steelers have an exhibition game tonight. That's why we are playing a matinee next door. Scoreless tie. Pirates will bat here in the bottom of the third.
Imagine a few of the boys will slide over to the football stadium and watch a little action tonight.
And a strike called. Newman led off the bottom of the first with the hit.
The Pirates have made a lot of hard contact here the first couple of innings. He did not, but he got a knock anyway. He's picking up.
Rolled foul past third.
Oftentimes, the anatomy of a well-pitched game is with good fortune early, right? Until you get locked in with your release point and your command. Put a couple atom balls, get out of a big jam as John did in the first. And then as the game progresses, you start to settle in, start to lock in on some spots, get the feel for the off-speed pitches a little bit, and away you go.
Hayward floats in and makes the grab.
Cub fans, if you want tickets to see the Cubs at Wrigley Field next season, your chance to secure tickets to your must-have matchups for the 2020 season is here. Visit Cubs.com/deposits to learn more.
They just did.
No.
That ball was caught by Hayward.
Yeah.
So I put on Hayward's line 8. He caught it. He didn't hit it.
I hate when that happens.
All I have to do is hit the delete button. I score on my laptop. No more whiteout tape.
Old school guys back in the day, they used to score in pencil, right?
Just erase it. There's an 0-2 and a ground ball to Bryant. And makes the play, 2 down. Wake up with ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Terrell Brown, Tanya Babich, Ross Barron, and meteorologist Tracy Butler getting you ready with the latest news, weather, and traffic. This Michael Kay is back. The longtime Yankees TV voice. He had some surgery. And I guess feeling better, and he's back in the saddle today. Welcome back, Michael.
Well, his ball club is 40 games above 500, a 10.5 game lead in the American League East over the Tampas.
(2-0) Marte, who JD told us earlier has not walked all year, facing a lefty.
114 plate appearances of 0 walks.
He's not going to walk again. Lucroy picks it up and throws him out. Pirates go 1-2-3 for the first time. Zeros through 3. Inning is brought to you by 4 Winds Casinos, your entertainment escape. City of Bridges, Pittsburgh. Cubs will bat here in the 4th without a hit through 3. Brault has spotted his fastball. very well early on as he does it again for a strike to Hayward.
It seems like he's been pretty heavy on that heater, too.
Joe Block, our buddy from the Pirates broadcast crew, said 39 of his first 41.
I would say that's pretty darn heavy.
So only 2 non-heaters. There's another one. 5 strikeouts against the first 10 batters.
Let's take a look at the league leaders, brought to you by Toyota. We're talking about extra base hits since August 1. Castellanos tied for the most in the National League with Acuna Jr. and Real Muto. Brought to you by Toyota, the official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Visit your local Toyota dealer at buyatoyota.com.
Nick fouls out of play.
Well, in our open, we talked about Brault and how he's got a good ERA here over his last 9 starts, two and change, but not a lot of deep starts. 4 2/3 innings last time, 5 1/3 the time before that. It's 6 once, 6 1/3 once. Everything else has been 5 or less.
That's deep. Cabrera took a look back, and he never did get to the wall. Warning track fly out for Castellanos. Brault has not suffered a loss through 11 starts this season. It's the first time in 90 years a Pirate has not been saddled with a defeat in the first 11 starts of the season. As you said, he has long struggled against the Cubs, but so far mowing them down this afternoon.
Yeah, pitch count has chased him out of a number of those starts. A bunch of no decisions along the way.
He has faced the minimum so far. Only base runner, a walk to Rizzo to open the second, but that was quickly erased on a 1-6-3 double play. They haven't really tattooed him, have they?
No, they have not. And it's interesting, the ball hit him.
So Brian is on. Here is Anthony.
Yeah, he's been going in and out effectively with his fastball. He's not pumping it up at 97. He's 92, 93. Well located and perhaps a little deception, and that just grazed that elbow guard on the way by. Kindest of all hit by pitches.
Bell will hold him at first. And the pitch to Rizzo is bounced foul. Been kind of left-handed John Lackey today, right? Thrown a lot of pitches in the strike zone with fastballs, and it's worked.
Yeah, sometimes we can complicate this business. Sometimes it's just a well-placed fastball. If you move it around and you've got some deception, normally you don't think that's going to survive, or you will survive a second, third time through the batting order with that approach.
We've talked about this before. The idea of having something else to show the second and third time through. But if you don't throw like a curveball early on, that's sometimes not an easy pitch to master later.
Yeah, especially if you're in a precarious situation with a couple guys on base, and all of a sudden you need to make a pitch with something other than your fastball.
toss with Bryant. I would say not always a threat to run. He can run. He's only stolen 2 bases this season. Two strikes, 2 outs. Left-handed hitter at the plate. You might think about it. Not going. It's outside.
This is really fascinating, the way he's going about it here today. One heater after another.
It's like Jim Leland in the dugout.
There's a slider.
Cabrera on the move. Working so far. 4 hitless innings for Brault. Business of baseball. Take your business beyond at ComcastBusiness.com. Dodgers have hit 22 home runs in their last 5 games. That's a record. The Giants Diamondbacks combined for 12 last night. Mike Yastrzemski has tied his Hall of Fame grandfather with 1 career 3-homer game. Did not catch the White Sox broadcast last night, but some of the highlights. Bill Walton was sitting in with Jason Benetti, and it was awesome.
Jason, do you like colors?
I apologize for ruining your career. 2-1 on Josh Bell. It was tie-dye night, I guess, in Anaheim. So again, all the stars aligned for that to happen on White Sox TV. 3-1. Bell walked in the first inning.
Three consecutive changeups.
Slow wind and the 3-2 pitch hit on the ground to Baez.
Stay ahead of the forecast. Meteorologist Cheryl Scott, Larry Mowry, Tracy Butler, and Phil Schwartz alert you first to changing conditions and severe weather. ABC 7 Eyewitness News, your AccuWeather station.
Tuesday night in Philadelphia, Jose Quintana struck out a career high 14, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned in his 6 innings that night. Thursday, Yu Darvish, 7 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Last night, Kyle Hendricks, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. The Cubs lost all 3 games. That's really hard to do when you get starts of that quality, and so far they're getting another one from John Lester, but it's a tie ball game. Popped up. Baez with his sunglasses on. 2 down.
Well, last couple innings, this has played out exactly as we talked about earlier. The hard contact came early. Pirates weren't able to cash in. John got out of that jam in the first. Last couple of innings, he's been off the barrel a lot more. He hasn't struck anybody out, but plenty of weak contact here.
Moran flied to center his first time up. That was with the bases loaded, and it ended the first inning. Off the knees, it's 0-2.
Beautiful pitches.
Colin, a first-round pick, 6th overall, 2013. 4 behind Chris Bryant in that draft. He was taken by the Marlins. And he strikes out swinging. Lester getting comfortable. 0-0 after 4.
Look at the perfect pitch brought to you by Lyman Kugel's Summer Shandy. Crisp beer with refreshing lemonade flavor. Get ready to take back summer. Boy, we always talk about pitchers not being a one-trick pony, but Brault essentially has been here today. 53 fastballs, 3 non-fastballs so far this afternoon.
Baez swings away. Moran leaves his feet, makes the play. Colin Moran robs Baez to start the 5th.
First pitch heater, Javi rolls over on it. And Moran with a very slick play. He does not grade out very well, Moran, with the advanced metrics.
First pitch swing again. Moran will just have to eat it. The Cubs have a hit. Russell with an infield single.
Glove it, keep it from going down the line for an extra base hit. But that was about it. He was well off the line, so he had a long way to go to get there.
Take what you can get. So Russell's on. Here's Happ. Looks like the strategy now, after it's been established he's going to challenge with fastballs, is to swing.
Yeah, attack early. Now he throws both a 2-seamer and 4-seamer. That one a little runner down. He's looking for a ground ball with that one. He struck Ian out last time with an elevated fastball. Go out, they go in, they go up, they go down. Oh, missed the spot. But up there is usually a safe miss. It's the one that's bell tie where you get in trouble.
Pretty good lead by Addison. First move back to the bag though. Foul tip, strike 3. 6 strikeouts for the lefty Brault. He brought his A game to the ballpark today, didn't he?
And up a little bit. Not quite as high as last time, but at 94, he was able to get it by Happ. Right-handed Happ. Showed improvement down at AAA this year, but the left-handed swings always looked a little better.
See what Lucroy can do. Cubs won 2 games in Cincinnati, combining for 18 runs. They have scored 13 in their 6 losses on this trip. Deep to center. Marte's got just enough real estate. And the Cubs do not score again. They do get their first hit. And that young Cub fan hoping for better. Players brought to you by Plumbers 911. Call day or night at 833-PLUM 911. Plumbers 911, your plumbing connection. Ronald Acuna Jr. with 8 home runs his last 11 games. We just left Philadelphia where Rhys Hoskins is struggling. Roman Quinn goes to the injured list. That's a blow for their offense. He had been in a nice stretch.
What happened to Roman?
I'll tell you in a second. He has an injury. I'll tell you that.
He's really fast. I wouldn't be surprised if it was leg related. They race pierogies here in Pittsburgh.
He has a right groin strain. Two and one on Diaz. I believe one of your Subaru keys was score early or something to that effect. They have not heeded that advice.
That's always a key. That's kind of a lame key. I apologize for that key.
Well, it works. Now, if you had said score more runs than the opponent, that might be pushing the envelope a little bit. That's too much.
Yeah. I guess one of the keys of the game should have been be ready to hit the fastball. But this is not what we expected from Brawl. He has used a more diverse mix.
It's one of John's signature pitches, that backdoor cutter. Diaz didn't offer.
Solid line drive single over the head of Addison Russell last time he was up there.
And he walks this time and got away from John. Count on the team you trust. Anchors Alan Krzyzewski and Cheryl Burton. Meteorologist Cheryl Scott. And sports with Mark Giandreco. ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 10. Luxury here for Clint Hurdle as the pitcher spot is next after Gonzalez, and you can treat this, I think, a lot differently than you normally would because of Brault's prowess.
Yeah, an extra bat in the lineup.
He got robbed of a hit by a diving Jason Hayward his first time up. Diaz runs and a little dribbler that'll be barehanded by Bryant, and he throws it away. And Gonzalez should be caught here, but Anthony can't pick it up in time. So trouble here in the 5th as the Pirates have him at second and third with nobody out.
Yeah, this is a growing trend in the last few days. Balls like this turning into trouble. Little choppers, little slow rollers. It happened in Philadelphia. It happened last night. One of those do or die plays for KB. The throw is up the line. Anthony can't go get it with the base runner right there.
It's just an error on Chris. No hit for Gonzalez. So without the benefit of a hit, they are threatening.
I suspect that will be changed to hitting an error eventually. Normally that do or die type play.
Jack Zarensic, former big league GM, is the official scorer here. Cornerman in against Brault. And he takes ball one.
That's a big league executive's eye, right? He's saying that play's got to be made from my pitcher. Spot of bother here for the big lefty. Let's see if he can get out of here unscathed, or at least allow maybe just one.
He hasn't gotten Brault to even think about swinging on 2 pitches that are pretty close to the plate. Three and 0. Trying to get like a jam shot roll or something. 3-0 on the pitcher.
Well, pick the 5-pin. So right down the middle. 3 times in a row if need be.
How about a 3-0 swing by a pitcher? That tells you how good he is.
That's certainly what you have to do. You're at the mercy of the count. You got to challenge.
Swung at ball 4. And the pitcher Brault may have a little RBI anxiety.
Yeah, he's thinking, man, a pitcher shutout, drive in the only runs of the game.
Got a green light on 3-0.
Yeah, a chance to be man of the match here today.
Ball 4. So they are loaded up with nobody out, back to the top, and Newman.
Yeah, we talked about the Pirates and their low walk rate, but that's the 3rd one they've taken today. Comes from the bottom of the order, Diaz and Brault here. Bell, the cleanup hitter, also took a walk. To belabor the point, but if you look at the numbers, you look at the teams that walk the fewest in Major League Baseball. White Sox are dead last. And as you ascend the list, Marlins, Tigers, Pirates, Orioles, Royals, and Rockies. And those are all bottom of the division, last place clubs, teams that are 30 games below 500. Except for the Sox are the best of the bunch. I think 11 below 500 and 3rd place better than the Tigers and the Royals. So there is a definite correlation. When you look at the run scoring numbers, and it's kind of the same cats down there at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, it matters. But right now, the pressing issue for John is to throw some quality strikes to Kevin Newman. 3 on, 0 outs. After a visit from the pitching coach.
Find that ground ball.
Inside.
Newman with the game-winning hit in the ball game last night. Nice.
Curve for a strike. Is it me, or is he not throwing a lot of those today?
Well, he's been heavy cutter. He's thrown a few and probably gone to the changeup a little bit more than the curveball today. Could be feel, could be just based on the scouting report they have on these Pirate hitters.
And a defensive swing on 1-1. So now he's ahead of Newman. John's been through this before. Knows not to get ahead of himself. Reynolds on deck. In the right, Castellanos will make the catch. Everybody has to hold. So Newman lines out. That worked out well for the Cubs with Castellanos running toward home plate.
Yeah, the catch being the first out of the game, the Pirates were not going to be aggressive there. They changed now that there's 1 out. Pretty good swing, good solid contact. But a big out recorded by John.
He's got a fighting chance here to keep this game scoreless. A dangerous hitter in Brian Reynolds.
Pirates left the bases loaded in the first, failed to score.
That is a strike on the cutter. Hits in this inning, 2 walks and an error, setting it up for the top of the order. The Pirates last night snapped a 64-game extra base hit streak. They finished the night with 5 singles. And we've got 3 more today. However, in 5 games plus against Cubs pitching this year, they've hit 15 doubles and 8 home runs. One and two.
That's a good pitch. After he got strike one, just off the outside corner, he goes a little further out, seeing if he can bring Jim Reynolds along for the ride, and or get Reynolds, the hitter, to expand his zone.
Here's the pitch.
Following the same pattern. Backdoor cutter, elevated heater.
The brim of that cap dripping with sweat on a hot day in Pittsburgh. Working hard here in the 5th inning. Another 1-2 try. Got him looking. Only his 2nd strikeout today. A huge one.
You talk about tough under pressure. Did he make one quality pitch after another in this sequence? One of the best hitters in the league. And Reynolds is better from the other side, but he's been pretty good as a right-handed batter as well. And just perfect execution, an entire sequence.
2 outs. It's Starling Marte. 1 for 2. This would be quite an escape if he can get Marte. Marte batting .289 on the year. 3rd strike.
Lifetime .214 against John Lester.
Like a lot of guys around the league, slugging numbers are up. Up over .490 going into action today.
What happens with a lot of pitchers in this situation, they get a little amped up and they overthrow. He's just trying to pitch his way out of this mess. Pitch smarter and not throw harder.
In the air, this should get him out of it. Hayward makes the catch.
What a
fist
job.
pump from John Lester. Bases loaded, no outs. Inning over. After 5. Still 0-0. On ABC 7 is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Hyundai, by your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Test drive a Hyundai today. By Xfinity. Stay connected to your team with Xfinity, the exclusive internet provider of the Chicago Cubs. And by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
On Tuesday, the Cubs begin their three-game set with the Giants. First pitch Tuesday night, 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs canvas tote bag presented by Marriott Envoy. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com.
What a job by John Lester to get out of that mess. Bases loaded, no outs, and he will lead off the Cubs' sixth. Takes a strike from Brault. Still no runs on the board for either team.
Yeah, man, that was fun to watch. You know, the leadoff walks. Obviously, the mess was partly his doing, but the way he worked his way out of it was just classic John Lester.
Masterful. Go hit a home run, John. Not this time. Yep, that is strike three. Picks up his seventh strikeout.
They just said that was a career high, 7 strikeouts.
Yeah. Well, we had a career high tying performance last night from Musgrove. Swinging strike to Hayward.
I understand the frustration. Last time Jason decided to take the 0-0 and it was a fastball right down the gut. This time he tries to be aggressive and the pitch is up. So I guess there's that level of unpredictability with Brault here today, even though he has been so fastball dependent. Sometimes he gets right after you, other times he's trying to pick an edge.
Bounce to first, Bell to Brault. Having problems with these Grossmont high school guys. Musgrove last night, Brault today. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Previous high 6 strikeouts. He did it 4 different times, including twice this season. Castellanos grounds out.
It's a short rest for John.
Brault cruising, scoreless in the 6th. Nothing, bottom of the 6th. Now our stat of the game brought to you by Mattress Firm. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm. Bell is 1 homer away from tying the Pirates single season mark by a switch hitter set by Bobby Bowe back in 1990. Curve low and outside.
John had to work really hard in the bottom of the 5th. Cubs went out in a hurry in the top of the 6th, so they'll keep a close watch on him here. Nobody throwing in the pen, but there is some movement out there after 2 consecutive balls. Like somebody's going to start tossing, perhaps Tyler Chatwood.
Yeah, it looks like Chatwood. Foul tip, 2-1.
Chatty. Heavy dose of changeups to Bell here today.
A little bit of a breeze. Feels good. Well, the breeze we're getting in our booths from fans, so it's not technically accurate.
I like a nice oscillating fan.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people on their phones this afternoon.
What's new?
I don't know, yeah. It's an important game. It's scoreless. We need to focus, people.
Maybe they're listening, watching our broadcast on their phones. We would allow for that.
Oh, man, he wanted it.
Very angry. Didn't get it. No, 3-2.
No, it was close. It was one of those could have been. Troy doing his work, trying to give Jim Reynolds a good look at it.
Try again. Here comes a changeup on 3-2. Ball four.
I think Bella sniffed that out. It looks like he was expecting a changeup there.
Well, let's see. 4 out of 6 innings, the Pirates have put the leadoff man on base. John. I love that.
He's not going to yell at him. He's not going to cuss at him. He's just going to grit his teeth at him. What a competitor.
Yeah. Cabrera is lined to third and popped to short. Ground ball to third. And Bryant backing up. Couldn't handle it. Second error in as many innings on Chris. And more trouble here in the 6th.
Yeah, neither one easy chances. The slow roller last inning, the error was on the throw. This time backing up, trying to find a more convenient hop and just didn't get it. He's trying to back up, set his angle to make that feed to second base. Come up with nothing, and here again, Lester's got to pitch out of a jam. Leadoff walk error, exactly how the 5th started.
As it ends the same way, that would be fine.
Well, you know, and a lot of managers used to say, you know, I'll let a guy work through 1 jam, 2 jams, but in the third go around, just because of all the energy, the mental energy has been used to get through those crisis moments. A lot of times they go out and make the change. But as hard as he's working here today, as bad as he wants it, I can understand Joe Madden giving him a longer leash.
And struck out in the 4th. Back in the 1st. Flied to center with the bases loaded.
And the other part of it, too, is if you're Joe, you're not in a hurry to hand the ball over to the bullpen these days. They've had their struggles.
See if they can turn this one. Double play. 2 down. Runner at third is Bell. The batter will be Diaz.
That's handy. First guy short, second man fast.
Nobody happier than Chris Bryant to see that.
Pitch number 91. Again, a lot of traffic, a lot of work to get out of these jams. This will probably be his last inning.
He did. He swung at it. Stu Sherwater said so. Bell at third, 2 gone. Swing and a miss. Lester does it again. 0-0 to the 7th. Anna Hyundai dealers, the last 2 innings, John Lester with the anatomy of how to get out of a jam.
Yeah, just didn't panic, didn't overthrow, pitched his way out of it. Beautiful work. Staying calm under duress. Pitch making.
Brault back out there for the 7th against Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez. And a drive to deep left. It is gone. Cubs lead 1-0. Redemption for Bryant, who had committed 2 errors earlier.
Yeah, throw away those goat horns and maybe a hero. KB goes deep and the Cubs take the lead. The Pirates have had all these chances, have not been able to break through. And Chris Bryant delivers his 25th long ball of the year. So Toyota home run replay. Brault staying with that fastball mentality, and this time Bryant gets out in front of one.
Strike called on Rizzo. First extra base hit of the ball game. Only the 2nd hit overall for the Cubs. Oh, 2. So his 4th 25 homers season. Already the biggest hit of this trip was the home run on Sunday at Cincinnati. As the Cubs came back and salvaged the finale, Rizzo strikes out. This may be 1A on that list.
Nothing going on in the Cubs bullpen right now, so it looks like John is going to go back out for the 7th.
Bottom 3 in their order.
Meanwhile,
Michael Feliz is up for the Pirates. Richard Brault went to Grossmont High in El Cajon near San Diego. He graduated 1 year ahead of Joe Musgrove, and they both got wins in the same series at San Diego earlier this season.
changeup grip.
Ground ball right to Moran. Hey, Cub fans, if you missed any of today's action, ABC7 rebroadcasts the encore Cubs Pirates at 7 o'clock on ABC7's digital channel 7.2 and the following cable channel positions. Russell with 2 outs. Bryant a leadoff homer here in the 7th. Fouled upstairs. A 1-1. It's high.
All changing the eye level right there.
This is the longest outing for Brault this season. 6 2/3.
Well, starting pitching for the Pirates has been the primary culprit in the second half demise. Prior to last night's game, their starters had a 6.31 ERA since the break.
Pretty well hit. Marte will have a play, though. Chris Bryant, after 2 errors on defense, with a home run, and the Cubs lead 1-0 in the 7th. 7 Max, the most advanced technology, only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Adam Frazier will hit for Gonzalez. Fouled away. What do you make of this? Left-hander pinch hitting for the right-handed hitting Gonzalez. Here you see the Cubs' last 3 starts, including Lester today.
Yeah, that's after kind of a rugged turn through the rotation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Gonzalez is having something physically going on.
Pablo Reyes on deck for Brault. Foul.
You know, maybe that Clint Hurdle's thinking, well, after facing all these right-handed hitters here today, Lester's pretty well locked in and how he's going after guys. Let's give him a little different look. Frazier's always struck me as a guy who hangs in there well against left-handed pitching. Shoot the ball the other way.
He punches that one to the left. And Hap's got to go get it. Frazier on his way to second, and he's going to make it. He's got a double. That's been his specialty against the Cubs this season. He had 5 of them in a 4-game series in July.
Yeah, just sprays the ball all around the field in that series. He was backing up outfielders. This time, just a little punch to left.
That is their first extra base hit of the series. So whatever the reason, Clint Hurdle pushing the right button, having Frazier in this game now.
Frazier a little hesitant when he rounded first. Almost cost him, but lead double nonetheless. There's a way in at first, anticipating bunt. Not sure I'd hit for Brault here, as good as he has been.
Yeah, line out and a walk. Reyes does not show bunt. Takes a curve for ball 1. That's the 99th pitch thrown by John today.
Their best pinch hitter, Jose Osuna, is currently suspended.
He will not be available this weekend. It's a 5-game suspension, and that one's fouled. I think this is game 3 of 5. Cubs lead on the Bryant home run, but the Pirates coming right back with a lead double by Frazier. And they have had John up against the ropes the last 3 innings. This is their first hit in this little stretch. Walks and errors setting them up in the 5th and the 6th. Up and in. So little margin for error with the offense struggling. Every little mistake becomes magnified. Pirates are 4 for 22 against Leicester. The Cubs have gone 2 for 22 against Brawl.
Again, the backdoor cutter just off the outside edge. Troy holds it there a good long while, gives Jim Reynolds a long look at it, and he's not going to change his mind.
Newman next. So here's the question. You talked about you let him get out of 1. You let him get out of 2. Here's the 3rd, and I think we have the answer.
Well, this would be the 4th. I mean, last inning.
All right.
Yeah, this would be the 4th.
Yeah, 1st, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, I mean, it's two schools of thought, right? He's been doing it all day long. He's been pulling the rabbit out of his hat, let him keep going. And then the other part of it is after all this duress, all this pressure, all these pitches, it's just such a mental grind that this is what most managers would do at this point.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Here's Chatwood.
Third Cubs Nationals, first pitch 120 and up to the first 5,000 early arriving adults 21 and older in the Budweiser bleachers receive a Cubs cap created by local Chicago artist Elise Schwopes. Presented by Budweiser. For details, visit Cubs.com/artist series. That's a handsome cap.
Here's Tyler Chatwood. Joe's looking for the right combination bullpen-wise, and Chatwood brought on to get a ground ball here. 2 on, nobody out, 7th inning, 1-0.
Tyler has not pitched since the 8th of August. He was in Cincinnati. He went 3 innings. It was good. Punched out 8.
He's had a nice year. Bunted toward 3rd. It's foul.
Chatwood, not an easy guy to get a bunt down against. He's got good lively stuff with a lot of movement. You see the Cubs defensively. Bryant crashes. Bobby's going to come and cover second. So retreats to the bag as Russell comes over to provide support in case Anthony had to go get that ball. You don't see the wheel play much anymore, but for the most part the Cubs play these situations pretty straight up.
Shows again, takes a strike. 0-2 on Newman. Chatwood's inability to throw strikes well chronicled last year's walk rate, almost 20%. This year it's under 12, which is still high, and actually a little better than his career mark. He's always walked a few more than normal. And he strikes out Newman. 1 away.
Yeah, he's hard to hit. He has good movements. He doesn't give up a lot of slugging, so you can live with a high walk rate. Last year was unsustainable. And a lot of reasons why, because as a starter, the pitch count just got to him. So he'd have those outings where there'd be all kinds of traffic, maybe not give up many runs, but, 4th, 5th inning, he'd be closing in on 100 pitches.
Reynolds from the left side.
This is where it gets a little dicey.
Frazier at second. Reyes at first. On the line drive. Caught by Happ as he left his feet. That's out number 2. 2 big plays in the outfield today. Hayward earlier. Happ here in the 7th.
Yeah, we talk a lot about this big left field here, and you love to have an athlete out there. And this is how you win ball games right here. Big moment, leaves his feet to haul this one in. Good strike by Reynolds. Better play by Happ.
Cubs have not had a man in scoring position all day. Bryant scored from home plate on his home run. Pirates are 0 for 8. Actually 0 for 9 now with men in scoring position. Oh and 1 on Marte. Nasty two-seamer at 97. 0 and 2.
Yeah, that's turbo sinker there. Rattle your hands if you hit it. Chatwood trying to make this the third consecutive inning that the Pirates have had first and second and nobody out and failed to score.
Load the bases for Josh Bell. That's not ideal.
No, it is not a dream scenario. Marte gets hit by a lot of pitches. He's willing to hang in there. It's again two-seamer with running action. Kind of like the one KB earlier in the ball game, just raising that elbow pad.
Moment just got a little bigger. Their best hitter. I guess you could argue Reynolds is their best hitter, but this guy's done a lot of damage.
He's the most dangerous. Nobody up in the pen. I'm guessing Kyle Ryan is down today. Otherwise, he probably would have been up, ready to turn Bell around.
Here we go. Good start. One strike to Bell. Two. He's walked twice, but he's down 0-2 this time.
Two really good pitches, the heater and then the changeup. Same slot, same location. Croy, new to the club, but not new to Chatwood. He caught him in Colorado.
Frazier third, Reyes second, Marte first. Leadoff double by Frazier. Reyes walked. On the ground, Russell Fields. Chatwood gets out of it. They have stranded 7 over the last 3 innings. And the bases loaded 3 times in the game. On cam brought to you by Toyota, the official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Visit your local Toyota dealer at buyatoyota.com. Frazier stays in, plays second. Newman moves over to short. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Here's Michael Feliz.
Mike Happy. Fastball, slider, changeup. 2 and 3, 370 for 40 appearances. Right-handed Hap had no luck against Stephen Brault. 2 ABs, 2 punch outs. Let's see what he can do against Feliz.
Base hit left field. Ian Happ aboard.
Hey, Cub fans, embrace your inner kid and watch Javi Baez, Brizzo, and the rest of the team vie for a postseason berth against the Pirates at the MLB Little League Classic presented by Geico. The action begins tomorrow at 6 at historic Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Cubs looking to add some insurance.
Big leaguers will be hanging out over at the Little League field for a while. The World Series is ongoing.
Runner goes. Fly ball. Marte will play it on a bounce. He actually did the right thing there. Happ will end up at third. A lot of times guys will put their glove out, which usually means they're not going to catch it, but they're trying to deke the runner. He just went after it like he might catch it. And Happ had to hesitate before carrying on to third.
Well, hit and run play. So LaCroix has always been good at putting the ball in play, deliver solid contact. See Happ with the read and advance to third.
Chatwood with runners at the corners and nobody out.
How about some bonus points here?
He stabbed at it, according to Stu Sherwater.
Tyler, a good hitter. That wasn't the best effort on that breaking pitch. Josh Bell has some issues defensively, so if you're going to bunt here, push it in his direction, force him to make a play. Pitch out.
And he throws it into left. Pat scores 2-0. Elias Diaz commits a big error.
Yeah, design play. You see him set up over in the left-handed batter's box. He's going to take a shot at Ian down there at third base, but it doesn't work if you don't hit the third baseman. I mean, it's an understandable try. First and third, nobody out. Tight game late. Poor execution.
One and two.
It's the added benefit of LaCroix moving into scoring position as well with that throwing error.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Take the latest news, weather, and video with you wherever you go. Download the ABC 7 Chicago News app today. Lucroy at second. A run in. And the batter, Jason Hayward. Ball to second. Down to a knee is Frazier. Two away. With Lucroy at third. It'll be up to Castellanos to get him in. Nicholas without a hit in this series. Nothing out of 7 so far.
The spelling test right there.
Pretty good start for Nicholas in his new uniform. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Bonifacio was fun when he was here.
Great start. I remember it was a series here in Pittsburgh to start the year. Nothing. Cubs lead, 8th inning. Castellanos in the air, deep left center. That's the deepest part of the yard at north side notch. And Reynolds makes the catch. Probably reminded him of Comerica.
A lot of boats in it. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Cubs. Brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Little League Classic tomorrow night. And then a homestand featuring the Giants first, and after that the Nationals come to town.
Lisa wants to say hi to Father Cheo at the LaSalle, Illinois Veterans Home. Lifelong Cubs fan watching this afternoon.
Is that a Rattle fan?
I'm not sure.
Hot quality babies. A fan. Babies are chilling.
The 0-1 changeup. Swing and a miss by Cabrera. 0-2.
I don't think the babies have a real appreciation for how important this game is.
Will pick it up. Pretty close at first, but Rizzo with the footwork. Out there in time.
He's playing very deep. He thought that throw was going to come inside. And make a late adjustment. There's the Gateway Clipper. The Duchess.
There is Moran, and that's low.
Frustrating day for Moran. He made the final out in the first inning with the bases loaded, then bounced into double play in the 6th. It's the first and second and nobody out. There are hurlers warming up in the respective bullpens. Rowan Wick for the Cubs. Francisco Lariano, the veteran left-hander for the Pirates. Depending on how the 8th goes, Joe might be tempted to run Chatwood right back out there for the 9th.
Yep. Possible.
There's other action this afternoon. The Yankees lead the Indians 6-5, 8th inning at Yankee Stadium, and Toronto and the Mariners are tied 1-1, bottom of the 3rd. Up in Toronto.
4 homers by the Yankees, 2 by Gleyber Torres, who has 29 on the year. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Good bit of nasty right there on that breaking pitch from Chatwood.
Catcher Diaz, 1 for 2 plus a walk. Rizzo will field it. Chapman at the bag. Tyler with 2 scoreless behind John Lester. 2-0 as we go to the 9th. It's presented by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing. Bryant with a go-ahead home run in the 7th inning. Well, 2 hits the Cubs had today off the starter Stephen Brault. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. It is veteran southpaw Francisco Liriano.
Liriano for 12 years at the major league level. This season 4-3 with a 3.20 ERA for 54 games. He's well rested. Scoreless the last couple of times he's pitched. He had a run there 5 consecutive outings, giving up runs. Been the same guy all these years. Fastball, slider, change, good movement. The velocity has sat around 93 his entire career.
There's the changeup.
Good, versatile performer.
Yeah, he can sing, he can dance.
Juggle.
MC. 2-2 to Bryant.
He's made 300 major league starts and 104 appearances out of the bullpen.
Very late swing. So Francisco Liriano is the Seth MacFarlane of pitchers.
Yes.
Tyler Chatwood has been that guy for the Cubs this year. And he might get a chance at a 3-inning save.
Actually kind of surprised that Liriano's still in a Pirate uniform. I thought he would get moved at the trade deadline. There had been some talk about the Pirates trading their closer, Felipe Vasquez. He's under contract, a club-friendly deal, and he's one of the best in the business. He'd be very attractive to any number of contending teams. But he's also very attractive to the Pirates as they look to the future. The future hold for Clint Hurdle. This has been a real rough go for him this year. This second half collapse and tension in the clubhouse.
This is his 9th year managing the Pirates. Good battle here. And Bryant draws the walk.
Well, given the state of affairs for the Cubs here lately, not a bad idea to add on a run or two here in the ninth.
Rizzo fouls to the top of the screen behind the plate.
For a moment there, I thought the Pirates had an extra infielder with Alan Porter out there between second and short, wearing the black top, and the Pirates wearing those black uniform tops. So, hey, wait a minute. Too many men on the ice.
Low and in. Matchup tomorrow night. Jose Quintana against Mitch Keller in Williamsport.
Who's one of their top prospects, Keller is. Whoa.
It'll be his 5th major league start. Quintana coming off a 14 strikeout performance.
Career best, 14 strikeouts.
Keller's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Rizzo gets hit, so they're threatening to get some more.
How bad were those last two misses?
Yeah, really
side by 1.5 feet,
bad.
and then this one as bad to the other side. Looked like he's trying to throw a cutter or a slider there, and just never got through it. It was Ray Searage, the pitching coach.
Rizzo hit for the 21st time. Bryant earlier hit for the 12th time this season. That was back in the 4th.
Hey, we got to wish you a happy birthday to Victor Caratini.
Happy 26th.
26 for Victor. Do you know that more baseball players have been born in August than any other month? And
by a wide margin, or
pretty wide margin, yeah. And the theory goes that it's tied to youth baseball. Like for years, the cutoff date for Little League was July 30th. So if you weren't, 9 by July 30th, you couldn't play till the next year. So if you were an August birth, you were much older than a lot of the other kids entering. So you kind of had a step ahead, physically more developed, and kind of.
That was my problem.
Yeah.
I was born in January. Ooh, another bad miss. So 2 on, nobody out. Ball 1 to Baez. Bobby's just 4 out of 28 on this trip.
Well, right now, Liriano all over the place, and the hope is he makes a mistake right over the heart of the plate. Here, you're not going to be passive. You can make sure it's right in that box where you really like it. With the command and the body language, looks like a guy who doesn't really want to be out there right now.
This is going to help him, though. A 4-3 double play. 2 outs. Runner at third for Russell.
Second double play that Javi has bounced into today. All 4 times he's hit the ball on the ground. So
Brett Gardner lost it again in the dugout today in New York. He took his bat, holding it straight up in the air, and was hitting the ceiling of the dugout.
That's his move.
And Phil Cuzzy, I think it's Phil Cuzzy, came over and did the mechanic, like, here's what you're doing. You're out of here.
Yeah, that needs to go away, that Gardner thumping of the dugout.
Oh, and 2 on Russell. The pitch, swing and a miss. Liriano somehow gets out of it. Bottom 9, 2-0 Cubs. Due for the Pirates. Tyler Chatwood, 2 scoreless innings, got out of a jam after John Lester exited in the 7th. A 1-2-3-8. And he's got a 2-run cushion. Looks like Rowan Wick is up just in case. Frazier takes low. He doubled to lead off that 7th inning off Lester. That was as a pinch hitter. Now playing second. Outside, 2-0.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Frazier were taking a strike here. Tyler's history of struggling with walks. He's, as we mentioned, been a lot better this year. He's been sharp here today.
Ball 3. Ball 4. Tying run will come up. Here we go.
Yeah, buckle up. Let's check on Rowan to see if he's ready to go.
Tucker, the rookie, took a bases-loaded walk against Brandon Kinsler last night. That tied the game. It was just in front of the Newman game-ending single. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Don't go anywhere. 2-0 Cubs. Save it.
Yeah, the rookie's done a very nice job. 2-0 with a 2.70 ERA. Just 15 big league games under his belt this year. He's batting .220 against him. Showing very good poise out there in high-stress situations. Well, the Phillies got him. He was part of that little meltdown the other night, Thursday, in Philadelphia. He allowed 3 runs, 2 earned in an inning of work. Prior to that, he'd been on a very nice roll.
Facing a switch-hitting Cole Tucker will bat left-handed. Frazier the runner at first. He will be held by Rizzo. Broadcaster Mickey Redmond always says the NHL is no place for a nervous person. And you could say that about trying to close a big league game, too. The 1-0 to Tucker is low again.
Just about every late inning reliever I've ever talked to said they're very nervous when they're out there. It's just the ability to harness the nerves.
Yeah, you can be nervous, you just can't act it.
Got one there.
Oh, he did. 2-1. Patient cat at the plate, Cole Tucker, in this series, off the bench late. 2-0 Cubs lead. 3 outs to go. Three and two. Fairly patient at the minor league level, not eye-poppingly so. Phoenix, Arizona native Cole Tucker. Wick will get the out at first.
Smart play. One-run game. You're going to go to second base with this one. Two-run lead. Not try to do anything fancy. Just get it out.
Wick from North Vancouver, British Columbia, as he now works to Kevin Newman. He won the game last night with a 9th inning single. Curve missed away. He guys at the plate. He represents the tying run. Rick trying to save it for John Lester. And if John wins this game, it'll be his 11th double-digit win campaign. Came in at 9-8 on the year. It'll also end a Cubs 4-game skid. That's picked up by Russell. 2 down.
Sharply hit. You got the umpire there, but no issues for the sure-handed Addison Russell.
Ryan Reynolds. And yes, he hits for average, but he's got some pop too. Slugging .528 on the year. Cubs trying to set up a rubber match in Williamsport tomorrow night. Baez will pick it up. Cubs win. Cubs win a combined 4-hit shutout. Lester the winner. Wick gets the save. Honorable mention goes to Tyler Chatwood. He was excellent. And Chris Bryant with the game-winning home run in the 7th.
That was a hard-fought W right there. A couple big plays in the outfield, one by Hayward, one by Happ. John Lester working his way out of trouble all afternoon long. Just a really tough, gritty win for Lester. Just enough help from his friends.
Rowan Wick gets his first major league save. So the Cubs within a half game of the lead behind St. Louis. So 2 back in the lost column. Cardinals in Cincinnati tonight.
Just a good win, just to change the vibe. Obviously when you lose these late games, there's a little malaise that could creep into the clubhouse. And the John Lester man, he was really tough-minded today. And he struggled with his command at times, had some walks, but when he needed it most, he was able to make a big pitch.
Let's send it down to the field. Jesse Rogers with Chris Bryant.
All right, Chris, I would like to ask you how you felt hitting that home run after a couple shaky moments in the field, but I think I know the answer. That had to feel really satisfying for you.
Yeah, it really was. Especially, right before the pitch, I heard some guy over here talking to, hey, forget about the 2 errors, and then hit a homer. Moments like that, they make you feel really good. Obviously, I wish I made those plays, but John really picked me up, and I owe a lot of credit to him.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic on the base pass. How about your pitchers, starting with John Lester, Chatwood, and, of course, Wick here? They really got the job done with a lot of traffic.
Yeah, high pressure situations. John pitching in them. I'm putting them in those situations, but they're getting us out of it. That was a huge win for us. We really needed that coming off these last 2 games, and a lot of credit to the bullpen and John.
Yeah, a lot of people wondering what have the last couple of days been like for the team. You guys seem to handle it inside the clubhouse pretty well.
Yeah, obviously it's not fun losing on 2 walk-offs, but as much as it's baseball. That's how it goes. There's wins, there's losses, there's terrible losses, and the last 2 days were terrible losses. Today was a great win, and hopefully we can build on it.
Well, I know tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to meet the Little Leaguers, play in Williamsport against these Pirates Sunday night. Now, you told me a story earlier in the week. Your parents told you if you broke the home run record back in the day when you were 12 years old, you were going to get something. What did you ask for, or what did you end up getting?
Yeah, I asked for a drum set. I don't know why. I was definitely not a drummer, but the record I think was 18. I hit 19. I ended up getting golf clubs, and then I started playing golf, and I've loved it since. So a really cool story for me.
And what was your batting average that year?
I think it was like 720.
Of course it was. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right, that's Chris Bryant as the Cubs get a win. Back to you, Len and JD.
Thanks, Jesse. 2-0, the final from Pittsburgh. We'll wrap it up in a moment.